Hey guys, PsychoSi and Frank are here to do something a little bit different today. Today is Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. And we are going to be presenting to you our top 13 Star Wars games that we like. They're not going to be presented in any specific order. They're just the 13 games that we just happen to like. And we like 13 because it's a cool number. Don't ask why. So here we go. Our top 13 favorite Star Wars games. And the number 13 game on our list. This is Star Wars Arcade 32X. I love this game because back in those days, this for me was the closest I could get to an arcade experience in my house. Yeah, the graphics aren't great. Yeah, there are better games, better ports, but I like it. It's nostalgic, you know?
Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2. This game was a great Star Wars game, but on its own. In an attempted franchise, however, this game fell flat with a lot of people. I can understand their reasons, but I still cannot ignore that game. At least it looks great, and it plays fairly well as well. If it's a game that you had skipped out on because you heard bad news about it, give it a try and judge it on your own.
Next up, we have our number 11 game, Star Wars Masters of Terras, Kasi, or Kasai, depending on how you want to pronounce it. However, a lot of people don't like this game. Keep in mind that I'm a fighting game fanatic, and this is just the reason I just happen to like this game. It's the only Star Wars themed fighter that I really had until we had Star Wars characters in Soul Calibur 4. If you don't really like this being on the list, sue me. It's my list. I love the game. It was fun, unless you had no friends to play it with you, in which case then the game just kind of really sucked. Moving on.
Star Wars Jedi Knight Dark Forces. This game was like Doom with a Star Wars paint job. The story was cool enough, and I just love the sounds. The sound design in the game made me feel as if the sounds of Star Wars were really there, just not anything else. It was fun back then, and it's still fun too now. If you like Doom, and you want to see a Star Wars paint job, Doom-like game, play this game. Make you have fun.
In the number 9 spot, we have Star Wars Racers Revenge. This game looks great, but I like the gameplay in the first one better. The one thing that kept me playing this game, however, was the fact that the tracks just looked amazing. They had incredible worlds for you to drive and fly through, and that was really what was the ultimate appeal about the game to me. That and the fact that in order to do the turbo, you didn't have to charge up on the left analog stick and then press the turbo button at the right time. Now you could just press R2, I believe it was. And it was pretty cool because it made things a lot easier, although I never felt like I was ever going to reach the speeds that I had reached in the previous version. But that's what you get, you know? Better graphics, crappier gameplay. Still, great game.
Star Wars Battlefront. I love everything about Battlefront. It was fast-paced, epic, and just plain fun. It's one game that easily steals hours from my life. The amount of content in the game alone is enough for a video of its own. This game started the Battlefront franchise, and it was so good that it kept us coming back for more. We are still coming back for more. However, they are having trouble releasing more, and that's a problem.
The LEGO Star Wars games take the number 7 spot. And not just one LEGO Star Wars game, all of the LEGO Star Wars games. I mean, the LEGO Star Wars games have to be the best games for the fans who have always loved the series. I mean, it's jam-packed with content to keep you grinding for hours. I mean, the game simply is just, it's Star Wars. If you want to explore the world of Star Wars LEGO allowed you to do it, or LEGO Star Wars rather, excuse me. But nonetheless, they're really, really great games, especially if you're a huge fan of the Star Wars franchise. Check them out if you have not.
Battlefront Elite Squadron. This game took all that was awesome about Battlefront and made it better. Being able to transfer from ground battle to space battle, mid-battle, takes this game away from the rest. Sadly, it is our PSP title. So fuck you, set the controls.
Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic takes the number 5 spot for being the first Star Wars RPG that I could play happily. I mean, it had mechanics that are similar to that of Dragon Age, and the game felt deep, and it's still comfortable to sit through today, leaving an awesomeness at every turn. Doesn't matter what you were doing, doesn't matter where you were gonna find something that was gonna be awesome in the game, regardless of whether or not you ran into a million glitches that made the game impossible to play. That's negatives. Sorry about that. Yeah, the game's great. Play it.
Star Wars The Force Unleashed. The first one. It makes the number 4 spot on this list. This game felt like a masterpiece to me. Amazing story, great graphics, insane gameplay. The Force never felt this awesome. The introduction of the Apprentice was one of the most awaited moments in game history since they had unveiled him in Soul Calibur 4. Well, at least to me. OMG, was it worth it when the game was released. It blew my mind, and it still blows my mind every time I go back to play it. The Force abilities, I want the Force. Why not me?
In the number 3 spot on our list, we have Star Wars Racers. As I said before, I love this game. I have never felt a rush from a game like the one this game gave me. I love racing as fast as possible, trying to reach 4-digit speeds. Controlling it once you got there, though, that was another issue. However, it was real fun, and they had a lot of cool tracks too. I specifically like the Dreamcast version because the Dreamcast version for me played the fastest out of all the versions that I ended up playing. The Nintendo 64 version just never really quite made me feel that I was really sitting in that pod like the Dreamcast version did for some reason. Maybe I was just going crazy. Or maybe I was a Sega fanboy. I don't know, you be the judge.
Dark Forces 2.
What a fine young
I feel
lady.
this game brought on a whole new world of cool. Seeing as characters can burn, limb from limb being torn apart by your lightsaber as you slash them.
He is a dark Jedi.
Also, being able to have a plethora of weapons on you at any given time and being able to use these weapons and they actually mean something was something else that made this game very fun. Interesting puzzles, great level design, and it was just fun to interact with some of the NPCs, like the dude in the beginning at the bar. He was funny.
And in the number 1 spot, the best Star Wars game in my opinion ever to have been released is Star Wars Battlefront 2. This game did everything right. I mean, combat felt good in third person or in first person. The hero and villain powers was rocked. Levels were just like incredible. Everything looked really good. I loved being able to do the space battles, and you can fly into the hangar of your enemy ship and you can blow them up from the inside out and just tear everything up, and just everybody is all panicking now and they're trying to fly at you and destroy your shields, but you're really good at your defense and you're like a freaking real star pilot, starfighter, whatever. Awesomeness. It was just awesome. I love the game, and Star Wars Battlefront 2 is the reason that we're all asking for a Star Wars Battlefront 3 to happen already. Please, stop keeping us waiting. We will buy the game. Have you ever heard the phrase, "shut up and take my money"? That's basically what we would say. But yeah, Battlefront 2, our number 1 game. And that was our top 13 Star Wars games ever made. The games, now you have to understand, there are a lot of games that weren't on this list, but they couldn't be put on this list because Frank and I just haven't played every Star Wars game that's out there. The ones that we put on this list were games that we actually have had personal experiences with. That having been said, now I wanted to know what you guys think, Let us know what you think about our list, and if there's any games that you thought should be on our list, and if you think that it should have been on our list, let us know why. Whatever, like, comment, subscribe, the whole 9 yards. And we'd like to say,
May the Force be with you.
and take it with ease, and
Deuces.